Okay, welcome back, everyone. Episode 3. Today is September 29th, Friday, 2023, the year of our Lord. How you doing, Harriet?
Doing well.
You're looking very strawberry-licious. You should change your fruit every time so I can call you Peachy once.
I'm not sure how many options they have on here.
Yeah, there's not too many. Although I think there is the ability to use the Snapchat camera, but I did thorough research of about 1 minute and wasn't able to do it, so we may never know.
Nice.
So the first thing that came to my attention today was the loss of California's Dianne Feinstein, one of the longest serving members of the Senate, I believe. Looks like she's been dead for years, possibly. She's also one that had the Chinese spy as her limo driver for like forever. So the big joke I was hearing today was Xi Jinping of China is getting ready to nominate his next senator for her seat. So
Nice.
that's cool. And then another thing that was circulating was apparently they just told us that she died today, but she was somehow voting also. So I guess her staffers didn't want to give up power, and we're just sending in her vote.
So she
So
died today and voted today?
I believe so, something like that.
Interesting.
I spelled Diane. Oh,
Well, I think it's pretty clear that she was basically being told what to say and do by her staffers because there was that video a couple weeks ago where they were like voting on something and they were telling her just say yay, just vote yay, just vote yay, and she was like trying to give like this whole speech, this whole monologue about something, and they just kept telling her just vote yay, and like basically told her to shut up, like just shut up and sit down and just say yay, and that's it. And it was like pretty gnarly and embarrassing. It was like, damn, dude.
yeah, they're
Pretty,
just treating you like a nursing home patient.
yeah, like sit. It's okay, grandma. Sit down. We'll take care of this.
Nobody wants to hear about the war, Grandpa.
Yeah, it was really sad. I was like, oh god.
They were doing the same thing with Mitch McConnell the other day. I saw a video of him having one of his standing strokes where he just freezes and doesn't say anything and just looks like a deer in the headlights.
Looks ghastly.
And there's just some a woman behind him just patting him on the back, like, "Come on, let's go. Come on,
Yeah,
get off
and
the
they were
stage."
saying like, "Oh, he's just having a hard time hearing what you're asking." It's like, "Dude, how dumb do you think we are?" And then the doctors, like, okayed him, said that he was, like, completely mentally fit. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
"Man, you guys grasp onto any power that you possibly can and just never let go, no matter what."
is it? Oh, we're trusting doctors again.
Yeah. Wait a second. Aren't you all criminals?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's just a lot of fun. So the other cool thing, very interesting thing, if you are into the presidential race, is that RFK is going to announce in early October that he's going to run as a independent. Feels the DNC is changing the rules to exclude his candidacy, so an independent run is the only way to go. And I think he's probably 100% right about that. I mean, the only places he's getting any airtime is on podcasts, and half of them, YouTube is shutting it down.
Yep.
So, I mean, no chance he's getting on TV anywhere.
Nope.
Maybe he could have if Tucker was still at Fox, but he's not. So,
I mean, come
he's got
on,
no
Fox,
chance.
really?
Yeah, Fox is, yeah,
Even with Tucker there, Fox is a joke. It's just
which is sellouts.
another pawn for the government.
The part of the Uniparty.
Yeah, they're just slightly less lefty.
How you liking these ads that I'm getting on this?
Oh, nice.
Ooh, my
uh,
back is hot. Wow.
But yeah, no,
This is a family show. Sorry, I'm gonna get out of here.
I agree about the RFK making the right decision going independent for sure. 'Cause, like you said, he's not gonna get any support from the DNC, from the Democratic Party. No one's ever gonna really pursue because he's too moderate, and they want, like, someone that's a psycho, a communist. So, I'm glad that he is running independent, because, like we were talking about earlier, you were saying that it's gonna split the vote for Biden, which I totally agree, because I think that if there's an alternative to Biden, Democrats will vote for the alternative.
Yeah,
And they want to so badly, but they're never Trumpers. So if it's between Biden and Trump, they're going to vote Biden. But now with RFK being an alternative as an independent, I think there's going to be a lot of people that vote for RFK over Biden.
especially if they start to panic the DNC and try to remove Biden. That instability getting closer and closer to the election might just push a lot of people over to
Well,
RFK.
well, I've been hearing lately that they're actually going to try to push Gavin Newsom into that um, candidate.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I've been hearing that a lot, actually, that they're really trying to get him ready to run. He hasn't announced anything yet, but with the how he vetoed that, basically, you know how everyone in California was freaking out about, well, if one parent, if parents are getting a divorce and one parent affirms a child's trans identity, but the other one doesn't, then the custody and rights automatically go to the affirming parent. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not.
Well, they were trying to pass that bill, and it was proposed and everything. And surprise, surprise, who shot it down? Who actually vetoed it? Governor Gavin Newsom. And everyone's like, what? Shocked. And he's like, oh, I support trans people, but and it's like, "Oh, okay.
So he's
So
positioning
what
himself.
is the only reason he would veto something so extreme when he has been extreme this entire time on trans issues and left-leaning issues? The only reason is because he's probably gonna be running for president, and
Yeah,
if you're gonna be extreme like that on issues like that,
yeah, no
it's gonna
chance.
yeah, you're gonna have no chance of winning the presidency, so that's what everyone is saying right now. So they're saying that they might just push Biden out anyway and replace him with somebody younger, somebody more scheming, conniving, but charismatic. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I was listening to Rogan and he was saying that maybe to the very uneducated voter, that sounds like the uneducated Democrat voter. If you can get more uneducated, Newsom sounds better than Biden because at least he's alive and he's good looking and he speaks all right. If they're not following California politics, which I don't think everybody does, I think we follow it a lot because we're just it's interesting to us and important to us. I think your average Democrat will be like, "Oh, California, we love California. That's a cool state. Oh, this guy looks handsome. He looks good. He could probably win."
Yeah, I mean, I think that the average voter period, whether you're conservative or Democrat, I mean, I think most voters don't know anything about politics. And that's the interesting thing about, anybody can vote, but yeah, not nearly as many people know anything about politics as they should. But um yeah, I mean, he's handsome. Like I said, he's charismatic. He he's young, and people voted for Biden when he was already half dead at the start of his presidency. And now they're just too embarrassed to want to vote for him again because everyone's like, you're going to vote for Biden after everything he's done. And
Yeah,
so people are just like too embarrassed. And like you said, they just don't know anything about politics. They don't follow California politics. So, of course, if Gavin Newsom is presented as an alternative, they're going to vote Gavin Newsom, even if it's just because he has the Democratic title. I mean, you can't get more Democrat than Gavin Newsom, really. He's extreme. He's, I think he's horrible. He's not a good person. But I mean, that's coming from a conservative, so I don't know how
Yeah,
much
I
that,
mean,
but
didn't he sleep with his campaign manager's wife, who was also his best friend?
probably
Uh,
I wouldn't put it past him.
But the other thing that I'm thinking about is I don't think Biden is gonna give up power, and I don't think his wife is gonna let that happen. I don't think Hunter wants to let that happen because it would be so easy for the Democrats to sweep Biden under the rug if bring Newsom in and then tell the DOJ, okay, you can really put the screws to these guys. We've used them. They don't care. We don't care about them anymore. See you later. So I don't think Biden's gonna, although he's dead, he knows how to stay in power.
He doesn't he's not with it enough anymore though, and he has gotten them into such hot water at this point with his son, and now with all of this information about how he has been involved in the Chinese business dealings of his son. And they at first it started that he had nothing to do with it, was totally disconnected from it. Then it was, oh, he says hi to them sometimes when Hunter Biden's on the phone with them. Then it was, oh, when Hunter Biden goes to dinner with them, his dad comes along sometimes. Then it was, oh, okay, well, yeah, he does communicate sometimes with the Chinese business dealings and whatever. And so it's like they have not been able to get ahead of this thing. And I think he's gotten the Democrat Party into such hot water that at this point, I honestly don't think that the Biden family, the crime family, has enough pull or enough say to override the whole Democrat Party. I think that the Democrat Party, the overall government is gonna be like, "Well, we don't want you here anymore," and that's final. I don't think that Biden has the final say, so I think that they are gonna push him out. I think Gavin Newsom is probably gonna become the candidate, and, and then, I mean, DeSantis just accepted that debate with Gavin Newsom. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that like a couple weeks ago, which
So
is one of the
why yeah, so
most
why
pointless things.
why would he um accept a debate with Gavin Newsom? Why would Gavin Newsom even want to debate DeSantis if
Well,
he's not running for president? And how is he going to run for president in this party unless he knows that he's going to be backed by the Democratic Party? Because right now Biden's not doing any debates. He's not doing any. So basically, Biden is the primary unless Newsom knows something, and he knows that he's going to be backed. And I think he knows that he is going to be backed.
I
And I think
think for Newsom, that debate could be like a launching point because then maybe some Democrats will hear him and be like, "Oh wow, this is our guy." And for DeSantis, this is a Hail Mary because nothing his campaign does has had any success, and he's only gone down in the numbers.
he needs to fire whoever is in charge of his campaigning because
I
it
think
has
they
been
did fire somebody like a month or two ago and got somebody
it's been
new.
a nightmare. It has not been successful at all. He's only lost popularity, and this is if this is a Hail Mary, this is such a bad idea because the only people that are going to be covering this primarily are going to be the mainstream media, and that they're just going to take snippets of where Gavin Newsom looks good. And I think Gavin Newsom is a better debater than what DeSantis is used to. And so I think I'm not saying he would win the debate, but he has all of media on his side to take all the clips that make Gavin Newsom look good and spread it everywhere. And none of these voters are going to look into it. None of these voters are going to actually watch the entire debate. They don't care about politics enough to watch the entire debate. They're just going to see what they're fed, and they're going to be like, "Oh, Gavin Newsom is young. He's so smart. He's charismatic. He's great at debating." And I think it's not going to be good. Not a good idea on DeSantis's part.
That's They're basically throwing anything at the wall hoping it sticks. I know I said that last time, like, listeners. Sorry for using the same metaphor 2 podcasts in a row. I won't disappoint you like that again. But one thing that I also thought about, I see your point with the DNC wanting him out, Biden, and want fresh blood in there. But if you look at it this way, Biden is the deep state's wet dream of a president. You got somebody that's not there, and you just have free reign, free control, and you know the Democratic Party cheats, and you know they're going to cheat again, and you also know that if Trump is the nominee, then at least the Democrat, you might still have enough Democrats that are so like deranged, have TDS, that are like, I can't vote for Trump. I guess I'll vote for Biden. So I don't know. I think they're going to stick out with Biden.
But I think it's become too obvious that Biden is no longer with us. I think it's just become too obvious. Even people on the Democrat side, people who are never Trumpers, they all know unless you have, no more than two brain cells, you you are going to know that Biden is he's no longer here. And
Yeah.
I think it's become too obvious, and I think, yes, the government wants somebody that is just a pawn that they can control, that is not gonna talk back, that's not gonna, defy them, but at the same time, it has to be somewhat believable by the majority of the American people, and at this point, the majority of the American people know that Biden is no longer, and
His past tense.
he is past tense. And I think what the government needs is somebody who is weak and um who is basically a cuck and is going to do whatever they say because and that I mean that's pretty much any leftist pick. So they'd be good no matter what. And that's what I'm thinking. I think if they could go with any weakling, I mean, you see how many conservatives are complete weaklings. They don't stand for what they believe in. We have tons of tons of representatives on the that are supposedly conservative, but they're total squibs. They're total weaklings, squishes, and I think that that's what the government wants in their democratic pick, and I think that's not as hard to find as you're making it seem.
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll see, I guess. I'll have to mull this over the weekend. Maybe in our Monday episode, I know you have viewers already chopping at the bit for. We'll have further insight. So it is Friday, and we're going to try to do 2 segments on Fridays. We've only prepared somewhat for one of them. So we have Firearm Friday and also Fight Friday. So there's been a lot of news in the fighting world with, guess who? Guess who?
Who?
I don't know. I can't remember their name.
Oh, you're talking about the
Tyson
fighters?
Fury
I thought you were
versus
talking about
Francis
me, but I
Ngannou.
was like, what is he, you're talking about Charles Oliveira?
So first, I was going to talk about Ngannou versus Tyson, the boxing
Okay,
match coming up. I think
okay.
it's sometime in October. Man, that will shake up everything. If Tyson wins, which I think he will, then
I'm
Tyson is just, as we already know, the fucking best heavyweight. But if Ngannou wins, dude, that's gonna be wild. And
I
then
just what were you gonna say?
because if he wins, he's already gonna get rich from this fight. If he wins, then they have a rematch. He's gonna even get even richer. And then if in between that he goes and fights John Jones in the UFC, as with some because on Joe's podcast with Francis, they were talking about how because I think technically right now Ngannou is signed to the PFL, but they're allowing him to fight boxing and are open to a fight with him and John Jones, A- and what that's in the UFC with some like made up belt. So I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I'm so torn because I really don't like when MMA fighters go to boxing to fight, and I get why they do it, and it's totally money. It's all about the money, which I get because they don't get paid what they should in the UFC. They don't get paid what they should in MMA at all. The boxers get paid ridiculous sums of money. So I understand why the MMA fighters want to go and do these boxing matches, but at the same time it's just like, oh my god, like you are completely you're, like, basically taking one hand and tying it behind the MMA fighter's back because you're not allowing them to fight with all of the tools in their inventory, which I just think is totally not right. But at the same time, I'm really excited for this fight. I think it's gonna be really good because I think the matchup is really good because Francis is such a great stand-up fighter, and he's got such knockout power, and, I think Tyson is fantastic. I don't know as much about him, but I mean, from the fights that I have seen, he's a really, really solid boxer. He's the best of the best, and so I think it's gonna be a really interesting fight. I think Francis Ngannou's not he's not gonna get knocked out. I think they're probably gonna go the distance, and I think he's gonna put up a really good fight. As for Ngannou and John Jones, I wish I could have seen that happen because that, in my opinion, is gonna be the real testament to w how good of a heavyweight John Jones is because he's brand new to that division, and he's already like, everybody thinks, "Oh my god, he's so great in the heavyweight division." He's only had, like, 1 fight in the heavyweight division, and now he's gonna be going up against Stipe, which is also gonna be a fantastic fight, but I think Ngannou would have really, really tested John Jones's chin and his ability to even, go a full fight with a real heavyweight that has true knockout power because John Jones has never had that in the light heavyweight division. It's very, very different in the heavyweight division. Their punches are much stronger. They move a lot slower, and I think John Jones would probably benefit from that, from usually being in a lighter division. So he's a lot more agile. He moves a lot quicker, but I just don't know if he has ever been in a fight with somebody like Ngannou where, you get caught and you're basically passed away, like, you're done for.
Yeah, there are no second chances if it's
There's no
when
second chance, and I
you get
think John
caught.
Jones he's a fantastic fighter. He's really well-rounded, and, I have a huge love-hate relationship with John Jones because of his steroid usage and drug usage. It really annoys the hell out of me,
All of his issues
but
outside of the ring
outside of well, also in the ring
with
because,
the thigh
he's
poke.
using performance enhancing drugs in the ring, which is not fair. But I mean, nobody can deny he is fantastic. He's a great fighter. He's very well rounded. And I don't know. I think I would have really loved to see him and Ngannou fight, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I think I'm more excited about the Fury Ngannou fight. I think I don't know. I just really like Tyson Fury. I want to see him whoop Ngannou's ass. But I think if Tyson is smart the first 3, 4 rounds with Ngannou, I think he can just clean up in the sixth, seventh, eighth round because I don't think boxers or MMA fighters are used to that 10 round, 12 round format that they're going to be in, especially with a fighter like Tyson that knows so well. Because I wouldn't be surprised if after the first round, Ngannou's walking backwards a lot of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the fight is gonna go the distance, not only because I think that Ngannou can put up more of a fight than people think, especially as a stand-up fighter, but also because in boxing, it's all about bets. And so they love to dance around, they love to make it last as much as they can unless they're trying to prove something. But if it's something that is more of like a kind of like an exhibition fight, which is kind of what this would be since Ngannou is not a boxer, he's an MMA fighter. Um, well, in his current profession. So I think they're going to do a lot of stalling, a lot of dancing around for a lot of this fight, and that's gonna let the bets continue to roll in, and I don't know.
I haven't seen this video, but the caption is great. Ngannou fails to impress Mike Tyson is thought to have more of a chance against Tyson Fury because Tyson's coaching Ngannou apparently. Then again, Mike Tyson is a all-time great legendary boxer, but that doesn't mean he's a good coach, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, those punches look like they'd hurt to me, but what do you know? All right, folks, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for your loyal viewership to our 2 subscribers and counting. It means the world. Meanwhile, those are just our own personal YouTube accounts. We had 3 views on the last video, and then I looked today, and it was only 2 views. It broke my heart.
It goes down in views.
I
It's
don't, I don't
reversing
know. Maybe I
every
clicked it
check.
twice, and it took one back. Like, come on, you idiot. All
Nice.
right, folks. And on that note, have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. See you on Monday.